Hello and welcome to our tiny house in Homer, Alaska. We're going to be doing a tour of it today.
Yeah, so this is our tiny house. It's 270 square feet, and we had twins 5 months ago, so there's now 4 of us living in 270 square feet. We started building it in 2020, and so now we've been living in it for a little over a year. And yeah, the plan wasn't for it to be forever. We built it with the intention of adding on to it. So that's kind of one of our goals coming up, but we are going to stay small.
Follow along, as we'll probably be building this coming summer.
Yep, as you can see, it's not completely finished yet on the outside, but the inside is pretty close. So yeah, we'll go inside and take a look. We do live completely out of this, so we have a little more stuff, I feel like, than some other tours you might see, but that's because I work from home. We do a lot of stuff outdoors, hunting, fishing,
and it's all
everything we have is here. 4 people, 270 square feet, everything we have. Let's take a look.
Welcome to our tiny home. This is the entrance to our home. This is what it looks like from the inside. We have a place to put our boots and our jackets. I also have like these bins. So Silas and I each have a bin, and then we have like an extra basket in the middle. That's kind of like the entrance. This is also where we store our stool, because we're gonna look at our kitchen cabinets in a minute, and they're pretty tall, so we have a stool. So it took us a long time to kind of decide what we wanted to do with like our living room, kitchen, dining room area to make it the most functional. It kind of went through stages. Originally we had like a little couch in here, but we knew we wanted a table. And so kind of figuring that all out. And so this is kind of what we designed to be the most functional. So this is a table that can fold up, and it's counter height. So we wanted it to be counter height because we don't have a lot of counter space in our kitchen, and we cook all the time. This was really important to have more counter space. So this can fold up. So it's counter height, and so this bench is then also counter height. And another advantage of that is we get the most storage possible. So that's storage under there. We have games under there. We have extra shoes, just some random stuff. And then we also have 2 stools that we can sit out here too when we have people over. So we can comfortably sit like 4 people at this table. This little bench thing is just kind of a rest for our feet, and this is where some of like the baby's toys are. Like these are where their like stuffed animals and stuff like that are. Since we kind of got rid of our couch, I really wanted like some sort of rocking chair for the babies, so we have this rocking chair here. It's kind of weirdly placed. I don't know if we'll forever have it, but while the babies are young, it is really nice to have a place to rock them. So yeah, that's kind of our dining room space.
Yeah, we put in, so it's sitting on helical pier pilings. We had those put in, I think like September of 2020, and then kind of built on it over the winter. And we did everything ourselves, designed and built it, and moved in about September of 21.
Took us about a year.
Yeah, working on it here and there, not all that much. Then yeah, we lived in a fifth wheel during that time.
We did pay someone to put in the gas line and the water line and stuff like that, because we are on city for all of that. So we did have a contractor do that for us.
Which cost about as much as it did for us to build the house.
Yeah.
So we spent about $20,000
on the actual building.
And that was kind of scrimping and saving where we could. We got a lot of used supplies, repurposed a lot of wood right when prices were starting to jump up at the beginning of COVID.
We got in right kind of in the nick of time before it really skyrocketed. It was a little higher, but nothing like it became. Yeah,
so like plywood and T111 was like $35 a sheet when we bought it, and that's now $70, $80, $90. So
so yeah, this place could have been a lot more expensive if we were building just like 6 months after we started. Moving into the kitchen, we got these kitchen cabinets off like Facebook Marketplace. I repainted them. They cost us like $50, and we got this amazing sink with it too. All of these open shelving. This is the same wood as is in the ceiling. That wood is through like out the house. We used that. That's all from a cabin that Silas had torn down a couple years ago, so that's all repurposed. We needed a lot of storage. As far as like pantry storage, so we have like this is like pantry storage. This is like the only drawer that we have in the kitchen, which that's kind of like the one I feel like disadvantage of this kitchen. We don't have a lot of drawers, So we have this little thing of drawers for like extra knives. I have one for baking utensils and other random utensils. Anyway, so this is like a lot of our pantry storage. A lot of our other pantry storage is down in here. Really. And then up in here we have like our pots and pans. We got this sink with the kitchen cabinets. It's just kind of, I love that it's more of a focal point than just like a standard sink. It just adds a little bit of interest. So this is kind of cool. We have this blue sink and then we have a lot of red appliances. And I just think that's kind of fun. This thing is super handy because just trying to utilize all of our space and more counter space we have. And so I got this and it works great for like drying dishes. You can put pots on it. Also this knife rack, this metal knife rack, that is super handy to just have knives right there and they don't take up space in a drawer.
Yeah, we also don't have a dishwasher. That was another one. We still might regret that a little bit. It's not worth the space.
It's not worth the space. Our open shelving, which is where we have our plates and bowls, that sort of stuff. And then our rice, our white rice and our brown rice. We're on gas here, so this is like our gas stove. A lot of tiny homes will have just like, they'll just have a stove top and like they'll use a toaster oven or something to bake things, and that is not going to work for us. I love to bake. We cook all the time. We need a full stove. Back over here, this is kind of our coffee corner. Our red fridge. Silas insisted that we had to have a red fridge, and it does kind of make things more interesting. So that's like our kitchen, dining room, living room space. Since this is such a tiny space and we live in Homer, which is pretty humid, we're on the coast, and Silas built it very tight. So it gets damp in here. So we have a little dehumidifier, and without that thing is a lifesaver. We had a previous one and it died on us, and so we went a little while with that one and it's just not possible. So we run that thing pretty much 24/7, and that really, at least in this sort of environment, I think it's really necessary for a tiny home because there's just not a lot of space and a lot of people in here breathing. So that is really great.
Yeah, so we have like the vaulted ceiling in here, which makes it feel bigger than it is. I've always liked high ceilings. And again, you lose some storage space or loft space that maybe you could have had, but it does make the living space a lot nicer. It
makes it feel a lot bigger. Okay, so this is our bathroom. This is about as small as you can, I feel like, comfortably get away with. But we can both be in here, sort of, and it kind of works. So this is a 32-inch shower pan. We had to order it, but it's like standard through Home Depot. They don't normally have them in stock. And it works really well. These glass doors side close like this. And it worked even when I was very pregnant. I still could it was still comfortable. So this works really well. This is where we store our extra stools. This shelving unit, that's out of that wood. We have a lot of stuff. I mean, I would love for it to be cleaner and neater, but this is like real life. This is what it looks like. We have vitamins and lots of normal stuff, and so that's how that fits. Under here there's a little more stuff, extra towels, that sort of thing. We also have this like cool coat rack that I got down on the spit. I just really kind of wanted to go for the sea theme. I'm not as in love with the color. It turned out a little more turquoisey than we wanted, but we painted it and we weren't going to paint it again because we wanted to move in. So yeah, that's our bathroom. It works really well. It's very functional. And I just love the little touches like that do make it sea themed. I mean, we have our little sea star on the bathroom vanity. We have like a shell rack for our towel. Those are just like kind of cool little cute things that make it extra special even though it is small. The entrance to this bathroom, in order to be the most space efficient as possible, we got the sliding door. We bought it used from the Restore, and this works great. Silas was gonna build one, but we ended up picking this up for like $5. So, and then we have like our grand master schedule. So now we're in the hallway. I love this fixture, this light fixture. This is like the light fixture I had picked from like the very beginning. We got this on Amazon. So much cheaper on Amazon than like similar ones at like Home Depot or Lowe's. I think this one was like $50. But yeah, this is kind of where all of our clothes are. This is like our laundry hamper. I have extra diaper storage because we have diapers everywhere. So yeah, these are like baby's blankets, they're extra sheets, stuff like that. This is Silas and I's dresser drawer. These are the baby's dresser drawer and their changing table. Their diaper stuff up here, my like jewelry and makeup. So all that's kind of right here. Extra baby stuff, kind of like some, not really like medical stuff, but sort of like stuff that I use all the time for babies, is right there. A floor length mirror, that was really important to me. I am, as you'll see in a minute, I am like a clothes person. I need a full length mirror. Do you need help, mister? Moving into our living room bedroom space. Originally when we were in here, we had a normal bed, but as we knew babies were coming, we had to switch stuff around. So anyway, this is Silas's like workstation. So he's got his dual monitors for video editing. This is more like office desk stuff. So here we have more clothing storage for Silas and I. We have kind of like what other people's probably like junk drawers look like in these 3 compartments here. No one's junk drawer ever looks pretty. It's like a junk drawer with overflow top. Some more baby stuff, burp rags. Silas loves hard copy movies. This is like the baby chair. This thing moves around a lot of times. Is more out in the kitchen so that we can have one baby sitting out there while we're cooking. One of the big advantages I feel like to a tiny house is we're always really close to our babies, and so it's really nice. We don't have to like run up and down stairs. They're really close to where we are. It's just, that makes it so nice. Everything is just so convenient. So this is our Murphy bed. Silas made a video about how he made it and designed it, and you can go watch that on our channel. But so this is our couch. We still need to cover the cushions, but it works great, and then the bed folds down. Underneath there's storage, so we have like random stuff under there. More shoes. I have a shoe problem. That's like my one problem with going tiny is like my clothes. I really have pared down, but they're still a lot. And then over here we have the baby's crib. Currently they share a crib. We'll kind of have to reevaluate in the next couple months if we need to get a small crib for each of them. But currently they share a crib. This thing is nice because we live in such a small space. At the moment I can just zip it up and then it's dark in there, so we can still be back here like working, and they can take their naps and stuff. So that's really convenient. And then this is their swing. We just have one swing. We do not have 2 of everything. That's just not possible in a tiny house, but it works really well. There's really no reason to have 2 swings or 2 bouncers, and so having one swing and just like one little seat, that works really well for us. So yeah, this is our closet. Our water heater is in there on the left. We have some extra storage up top, which is where like some sweaters, extra sheets, that sort of thing is up there in the closet. Silas's sister made that mobile for the babies, and so that's really special. There's also, the ceiling is also, it's the same wood as is out there. It's just, we painted it. And then Silas put can lights in, and it's really nice. It just makes it feel very homey having like the panels.
And you always wonder, you know, when you see tiny house videos or whatever, where the storage space is.
We always do wonder about that because, yeah, like we live life. We have suitcases, we have camping gear, we have
cold weather gear.
Yeah, we have cold
hunting
weather
gear.
Yeah, I mean all the stuff that like I don't know where other people put this stuff in their tiny house. I think too, like our lifestyle, we do everything ourselves, and so there's things that you have to have in order to live like that, and like we maintain all our own vehicles. We don't take them to shops, and so you have to have all the tools to do that. We don't really buy a lot of meat. We hunt for our meat, and so we have to have a freezer to do that. And so if you weren't doing some of those things, like you wouldn't maybe need as much space for that sort of stuff, but there would be expenses in other ways. So as far as like storage for like bigger stuff, we have a shed outside. There's not a washer and dryer in the tiny house, so we have a washer and dryer outside that we utilize in the summer, and then in the winter we take our laundry elsewhere to be done. But we have some storage out in the shed, but that's mostly like Silas's tools. We have a big freezer out there, that sort of thing. But then inside, up here, On this side is like a small storage section, and so Silas has like most of his camera gear in the one little bay, and then over here is like our canned products. So we can our own salmon, moose, like jams, stuff like that, and so a lot of that is up in there. And then back in there is more storage, and that's just, there's some more camera gear, our like luggage, camping gear, just extra stuff, baby's clothes in the next sizes, and all that's up there.
So we got this extendable ladder on Amazon. It's really nice because it's super lightweight and it's just the right size to go up and access our storage spaces, which is a whole lot better than the step ladder we had in here for a long time. So we built it with the idea of adding on to it. This wasn't ever the long-term plan. We knew it was going to be pretty small, and yeah, if it was the long-term plan, we would have done some things a little differently. It's 10 by 30 on the outside, and that's pretty narrow. That's just how it fit in the property, because we're kind of butted up against the hole where we're going to put in the foundation for the add-on. We also didn't do a full loft because of how we were hoping to add on the rest of the house. If this was permanent, a couple feet wider would be nice, and a half loft would be the way to go.
We were like, we can fit one baby in here and we'll be like starting to build soon. And then we found out we're having twins and we're like, oh, how's that gonna fit? But even though it's twins, it's not really twice the amount of stuff.
No, it's not.
I mean,
it's more stuff, but not twice.
Yeah, not twice. I mean, we would have one crib, like right now they share a crib. We'd probably have one dresser for them with one changing table. So like the major stuff we would still have. Like there's a little more clothes, a little more blankets, like, but it really doesn't take up that much more space, I feel like, having twins yet. As they start moving, I think it will become more difficult once they're crawling and once they start walking, definitely. So
a lot of other tiny homes aren't really in cold environments, and so then you have a lot of outdoor space, and we don't really have that. Yeah, we can use the washer and dryer outside for like 4 or 5 months, depending on the weather, but yeah, then your inside space becomes so valuable. Everything is natural gas, which is our stove and our water heater and our heating.
Yeah, our bills are really low. And it's really nice too because we travel a lot, and so when we're gone, like we turn down the heat, so that's nice too. We're not heating a humongous space when we're not using it a lot of the time. But I think the babies are waking up, so thanks for watching our tiny house tour, and we'll talk to you later. He's awake now.
I don't think it's gonna work.